you know, it's kind of, we're talking about senior day and everything, and talking to Darryl and talking to Clay, and it's like they've only been here for a year. You're the one who actually had some time here. Do you think it'll be harder for you, a little more emotional for you on Saturday?
I don't know. Like, I haven't really gave much thought into it about, like, you know, senior night and what's going on and all that. But I feel like the closer it gets to the day, I think the more emotional it will get from me. Because, you know, I have been here the longest, but right now, I'm doing it pretty good.
What has Marquette meant to you?
It's meant a lot. Since I came here as an 18-year-old, growing up, you know, I'm 23 now, so it's meant a lot. It's helped me it turned me into the man I am today, and I don't think I'd be nowhere near the man I am if it wasn't for Marquette.
What do you think in like 25 years from now, you and Jamal are hanging out, you know, somewhere in Michigan? What do you think you guys are going to be talking about? What are you going to remember the most?
I think what we're going to talk about the most is he shot better than me from three his freshman year. So our freshman year, so he shot better. He never let me lay that down. So I'm sure that's going to come up. And then all the good times we spent here at Marquette, you know, off the court, on the court, just all the times we had, especially because we came in with Theo and Ike, so we got a lot of memories we share together. So I think that's what we're more to talk about.
Man, I think you've had like 34 teammates or something like that since you've been here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You think you can name them all?
34?
We don't have to do that now.
I honestly think not all of them, but I think I can get, because I think the walk-ons might have changed, but I think I will get a good portion of them.
But just what have you learned about, and you went through a coaching change too, so just what have you learned about just being adaptable in all those situations?
It was really just, I knew what my goals was, and I knew where I wanted to be and the people I wanted to be around. And every year I've been around those people. So I feel like nothing really changed for me. I always had the same mindset, same goals, and no matter what was going on around me, I stuck to that.
You haven't won a tournament game. Do you feel like this could be the year that happens?
Yeah, I think this could be the year that happens. This is the first time I get the chance to play. So, because the first time we went, I was my redshirt year. So, this year I'm a little more hands-on on having the outcome go my way.
You do have that extra year of eligibility. Have you thought about what you're going to do with that?
No, I haven't really thought about it yet. I've been taking it day by day, enjoying this season, playing with this group of guys. And when the time comes, when the season ends, make that decision.
Team's in a little bit of a tough stretch right now. How do you kind of, as a leader of this team, bring the team back to the mindset of next week it's going to be go home, win or go home?
I feel like all we got to do is get back to doing the little stuff. My job as one of the leaders in this team is just get everybody back to square one. I feel like we're a little scattered right now because we know what's going on. We know what's ahead of us, but we can't focus on that. We got to worry about taking it day by day. And today that's focusing on what we didn't do as well yesterday and get ready for St. John.
I know that the NCAA tournament is coming here, Fiserv Forum. You guys can't play in that. So you guys are going to play away from here in some of the biggest games remaining in the season. What has been the difference? Why have you guys been struggling on the road? Is it environment, or is, you know, what do you credit that to?
I would probably, like, we just don't come out, it just seems like we don't come out with the same edge that we come out with when we're at home. That's something we're going to have to carry with us. And our defense hasn't been traveling with us. Like the way we play defense at home has been totally different than the way we've been playing on the road. But we know that, and we know it's a problem, and we know that's something we can fix. So we're going to do what we need to do to fix it and get the job done.
Outside of fixing those little things, what do you need to fix? What does the team need to fix defensively on the road to come out with that same energy, same grit as you guys have at Fiserv?
I think it just I don't know. I'm not sure. It can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but we just got to figure out how to get that edge, because at the end of the day, if we're not playing with no edge and not being the most violent team, then we won't win the game. So I feel like if we figure it out, a good thing we do end it off at home so we can, you know, go out there and play the way we've been playing in front of our home fans and end it the right way. Then I feel like it'll carry us in the tournaments in March.
You shot like 50% from three earlier this season. It's come down a little bit the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Do you think you get back to that hot shooting stretch?
Yeah, I think I will. I think it was I was due for a little cool-off period. But it's all good. I still get my shots up. Sticking to the process. I feel like the more I shoot, the more it's gonna go in. And my teammates been on me about continuing to shoot the ball. So knowing they got confidence in me, and I always got confidence in myself, I think I get it good.
For you, just have your moms here.
You know, it's just gonna be. I feel like it's not gonna be emotional. It's gonna be fun. You know, just having her here with her support. You know, she hasn't been to any of the games this year, so it should be fun. You know, probably get her to show her what I've been working on all year, and probably get some experience. Marquette game, so it should be fun.
Yeah, what have you learned this year? This is your only year at Marquette. How have you changed since, you know, you committed here? When was that, in April or whatever?
I feel like I've learned a lot. I grew a lot in the last year being here at Marquette, you know, being around a group of great guys and, you know, a great coaching staff. They taught me a lot, you know. They taught me how to respect, treat others, you know. They taught me a lot about the game as well on the court. There's a lot of life lessons on and off the court that I've learned just from being here for 1 year. So I feel like I've grown a lot just in this 1 year.
You guys have had a tough stretch like the last couple of weeks. You mentioned this is your last year. Like, what do you think needs to change for you guys to flip the switch, have some success in the postseason?
What's going to have to change is just us, you know, getting back to how we play our basketball, our game, you know, how we defend. We don't have a problem scoring the ball. We just, you know, have stretches of time where we, you know, struggle to guard. I feel like that's one of our biggest, you know, our biggest things that we gotta continue to grow on and improve on is guarding.
Do you feel like your inexperience could help you this time of year?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, with all the years I've had of college experience, I feel like, you know, I've learned a lot through these years. What it takes to, you know, to go out in postseason and actually win. Postseason is hard because, you know, everybody is fighting for to continue to go in the postseason. So we just gotta continue to, you know, trust each other and play like, you know, it's our last game.
You guys have won a lot of big games this year. What do you feel like? How do you get back to that team that upset a number of teams in the middle of the season and to peak at the right time?
How we get back to that is just being ourselves, you know, just trusting the process, you know, trusting what coach got to say, trusting their game plan. There's a lot that we can improve on to get back to what we were doing and to even be better at what we were doing.
What does be yourselves mean?
You know, just not playing outside ourselves, you know, but, you know, losing ourselves in the fight, playing for each other, you know, playing violent for each other, not just for a personal result. Like, you know, it's at the end of the day, we're all trying to achieve one common goal, and that's to win a championship, and it takes a whole team to win one, you know.
We just talked to Darryl. You know, everyone talks about him being like a tough guy. What's it been like for you getting to know him this year, playing alongside him?
It's been great. You know, Darryl, he's a tough-minded player. One of the best defensive players I've played with my whole career. He's taught me a lot as well too. You know, he's a great player. He fights every day, and you know, I have a lot of respect for that guy. He's just a great guy to be around, great teammate. You know, I'd rather play with him than against him, just because how he is on the court. And even off the court, he's just a great guy around the team, great leader, and he's very helpful with the younger guys as well, you know, with his experience as well.
Last year, right?
Yes.
But this one's going to be in front of fans, like 17,000 people. What do you think this one's going to be like as compared to last year?
So last year we just had family at Maryland for senior night, and I ended up losing. I lost the game. We played Penn State, and we lost. But I mean, I'm looking to the experience out here. You know, this whole year here at Marquette has kind of been different for me. So it's only right that my senior night be completely different than it was the last year. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you came here, you wanted to showcase your all-around game, become more of a leader with a young team. Has this year lived up to the expectations, or has it been what you expected it to be?
I can say it's been fun. I really didn't come in here with too many expectations. I just wanted to grow as an individual, and that was one of the biggest things I looked forward to when I, decided to school. And I've grown. I feel like I've grown a lot this year with this team, with Coach Smart as my coach. So I've had a lot of fun, and I feel like I've grown. So I have no complaints.
Like, how do you feel you've grown?
Mentally, I don't know. Like, I feel like I've developed as a man. Like just little stuff. Like even going to Maryland, being from Baltimore, I was home. Even when I was in college, I could hop in the car, go home 30, 40 minutes away. I can't do that here. I'm kind of out here by myself, learning the ropes. But I feel like I've grown a lot, and I've enjoyed it so far.
How's your time here helped you for post-grad, like maybe trying to test the NBA waters or even overseas next year?
I mean, I've seen something different. I got a different experience, and kind of changing stuff up, and stepping outside of your comfort zone is the type of stuff you need, moving forward in the world. And just having a coach like Coach Smart, him challenging me every day. I know he's going to challenge me today. And just wanting to get the most out of me every single day. I think that has prepared me, just for life in general and anything after this year.
I imagine for your senior season, you want to end it on a strong note. It was a tough one last night. For you guys, you're in a little bit of a tough slide right now. What do you feel like needs to change for you to get back into that March conversation?
We just got to focus on the little things. I think right now, with us being young, our minds venture off everywhere. I think we just got to lock back in. We have a circle, with our team. I think we abide by the circle and just focus on the little things for real. I feel like we could, change some things that have been happening recently.
Since that Villanova game, it seems like the defense hasn't been as clicked on or sharp as it was early on in the season.
Yeah.
What do you think needs to change defensively? Knowing you have the game Saturday against St. John's, but even Big East tournament starts next week, and that's win or go home.
It's all, defense is something that's personal. We got to take on challenges personally, just have a little bit more pride in it. Guard the ball better, when a shot go up, want to rebound better. That's all it is. You just got to have a mindset where it's a challenge, and you just got to take it on personally. Like I said, I feel like we're going to get challenged today and these next coming days leading into postseason play with Coach Smart. So I think we can, improve on that.
You've had your fair share of March basketball. This team is very young, a lot of newcomers. Was it as a returning veteran guy you have? What kind of message do you kind of give to those new guys of what to expect in this month?
For one, March is crazy. Anything can happen in March. That's why they call it March Madness. And second, at this time of the year, these are your last games. It's to the point where you lose, you go home. So everybody has a sense of desperation. So just them being aware that, hey, that team don't want to lose just as bad as us on the other side. And them just understanding the importance of the moment will be important. I was just trying to constantly remind them of that and stuff like that. But right now, we're trying to focus on St. John's, finishing the regular season strong.
When people talk about you, they always mention toughness or hard-nosed or whatever adjective like that. Where do you think the way you play comes from?
So I think I asked that a bunch of times. Sometimes I say Baltimore, like just growing up in Baltimore, it's just tough. Like playing basketball outside, you lose, you get off the court, you might be done for an hour. I also say I played football growing up. I thought football would have been my world growing up. I wanted to be a football star. Things changed and I started finding success in basketball, so I stuck with it. But I think that football background kind of helped my physicality. I really couldn't tell you. I just kind of got a passion to win and compete. So I just go out there and just try to compete at the highest level that I can.
Your dad said you were an offensive lineman when you were growing up. Is that true?
Yeah, I was. So, like in Baltimore, they do weight limits. Like it was, they like 110 pounds, 120 pounds. They would do weights. Because I was so big when I was smaller, I would be young, but playing with like older kids. So I would be like 7, but I was like 120. But like that's usually like a 9 or 10-year-old, you know, weight. So I would be 7 playing with the 9 or 10-year-olds. They would throw me on the line. Just playing with those older kids, you know, growing up and stuff like that, helped me get tougher. But when I got older, I was definitely, you know, playing wide receiver, outside linebacker, those type things. Don't let him fool you. He liked me on the line, but I didn't like that.
Yeah. Your dad like worked on the docks, right, at Baltimore for like 40 years. That seems like a tough job. You think some of that toughness you inherited a little, or learned the work ethic from him?
Yes. He probably my biggest role model in life. I could say like he's been like the most consistent like individual I've kind of ever seen in my life. You know, he would get up every morning 5 a.m. to go to work. You know, he would be at all my games. Like he was somebody I could always count on. So just him, you know, always being there for me. You know, being that father figure that I kind of needed growing up, and seeing friends that didn't have that. You know, I was just fortunate to have him, and I kind of just tried to use him as a role model in life.
Yeah, he said he set up like a hoop for you guys in the basement. It got pretty intense.
Yeah, so he had nailed it. Ain't even have no like stand. He had nailed a hoop in the basement up. It was probably about 6 feet. This was inside. He had bought like a whole bunch of little balls. About a year into, you know, playing on that hoop, it was holes all in the wall around the hoop, all those type stuff. So it was definitely some fun times in the basement playing basketball.